Well, we're back again, and for some reason, we're talking about 90s films again.
We just cannot seem to get out of the 90s for some reason.
Yeah. But this is a good one because we all love the star of this movie, Terence Stamp.
Todd, can you tell me what critically acclaimed film featured Terence Stamp in 1999?
Easy. The Phantom Menace.
What?
I'm sorry. I meant The Limey, which is what we're here to talk about, directed by Steven Soderbergh, and yes, starring the great Terence Stamp.
So we just completed the our list of the top 10 of the 90s, but we recently learned of the passing of Terence Stamp 2 weeks ago.
A big loss to lose that actor.
It made us all realize, like,
we forgot this film.
We forgot the Limey.
I'm sorry, are we surprised at all that we left this movie
I was.
off?
And to me, that kind of sums up the movie because it was such a packed year.
Yeah.
This movie kind of got lost in the shuffle.
And
that
the
year.
thing is, when I went through my list, I was thinking of certain kind of indie films that went above the kind of low budgets, and yet weren't really truly like Hollywood films. And this is that in a lot of ways.
He's a real versatile actor. Like I there's so many movies we could talk about.
Our generation knows him primarily as
General Zod.
Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
I would put him his General Zod is one of the top 10 film villains.
A lot of people's, like, especially older generations, he kind of personifies like 1960s swinging London.
Here, give us a kiss, princess.
He plays hard characters or some not always necessarily sinister. One movie comes to mind. He was in Wall Street.
I could buy you 6 times over. I could dump the stock just to burn your ass.
He was a lot of, I feel, smaller parts, which I don't think suits his talents that he's in, getting back to Phantom Menace. What a waste.
What a waste of a talent.
Will you defer your motion to allow a commission to explore the validity of your accusations?
He was nominated for Oscars for his first film. For Billy Budd, he was up acting with Robert Ryan, amazing actor.
Yeah.
And then he was doing all these films. And then he did a film that was a bomb in the U.S. and was had a very big budget, far from a crowd. And it was directed by John Schlesinger, who right after that did Midnight Cowboy. He did movies with Fellini and Pasolini, and then he was kind of aimless. He went to India, lived on an ashram for a number of years.
Superman brought him back.
You
will bow down before me! Both you! And then one day, your ass!
One film that I'm going to mention, which we'll get into deeper with this film, is Poor Cow, directed by Ken Loach.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of those 60s English realism films. I just saw it after I watched The Limey. It's really good.
I would also say The Hit, British gangster, kind of in a witness relocation in Spain. John Hurt and Tim
Roth.
Death is just a stage in the journey. We're all going to get there. No exceptions. We're here. And we're not here. Somewhere else. Maybe.
I think that's the movie that Soderbergh is like, an aging British gangster and set loose in LA. Get me Terence Stamp.
Maybe in the future that'd be a good pairing with Sexy Beast.
Yes. Like
The Hit and Sexy Beast.
Brits and southern Spain. Yeah.
Actually, he could have been in Sexy Beast.
Yeah.
He could have,
Yes.
Right.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
What are you telling me? This is an ABBA-turd?
That's kind of funny.
That's a movie that stands out, I think, of him.
And his last film was Last Night in Soho, directed by Edgar Wright.
When you see Alex in whatever little hell she's currently in, you tell her I said hello.
It goes between the swinging 60s, 1960s London to modern day London. And so
that's also a good swan song for Diana Rigg as well.
Yes.
There's the phone. You want his number?
Got his number.
Before we go into the plot of the movie a little bit and talk about that, let's just cover some of the other actors. I forgot Leslie Ann Warren was in this.
Yeah. I did too.
I know her from Mission Impossible, of course.
Yeah.
But I also know her.
Mission Impossible.
She was in Mission Impossible the last year or two of the show.
I watched a lot of episodes of that. Yeah.
She was in Victoria comedies.
She's really, and she was in Clue. So in my mind, she's very comedic.
He had threatened to kill me in public. Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant he threatened in public to kill her.
Oh.
She has this sort of groundedness in the film that they pair really well together.
Barry Newman.
Whoa.
Vanishing Point.
Vanishing Point is like came out in the 70s, but it's
71.
But it still has the ethos of the 1960s in it.
It's a road movie.
It's a road movie, but he's on speed, so he's like driving like 24 hours. The scenes with him behind the wheel chasing Terence Stamp just made me flash on.
I think that was intentional.
He's a great lead henchman.
He's great because he's so nondescript looking, but there's a menacing quality to him.
I'm gonna have a butcher's round the house.
Where you gonna butcher?
Butcher's Hook. Look.
We got to talk about Luis Guzman.
I mean, this one, the 90s was definitely his era.
Yeah,
for sure.
The movie that everyone starts recognizing him, probably on the street, was Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights, he's very memorable.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he stands out.
Yeah.
We also have to mention he's also the #1 alumni of the community college.
Oh, yes, in community. Greendale.
Greendale.
When you were there, though, you knew the language. You knew your way around. That was the 60s.
We have to really quick just talk about the great Peter Fonda. He's certainly been in some classic movies over the years.
The film in itself is bringing together the West Coast 60s and swinging London 60s.
Exactly.
30 years later.
Exactly. You've got like Joe D'Alessandro from like the New York kind of like Lower East Side.
The
Warhol factory.
Yeah.
You've got.
I love the duo with Joe, with that actor playing that character, and also, of course, Nicky Cat.
Look at this guy. Oh, yeah. They need that right away.
Nicky Cat also died this year, too.
He committed suicide. He was pretty young. He was like 53 or 54.
Sad.
I only came here to do 2 things, man. Kick some ass and drink some beer. It's like we're almost out of beer.
Because this movie is like so meta.
Yeah.
As a story and as constructed as a film.
It's actually surprising how simplistic the plot is, yet it does not seem like a throwaway movie at all.
Yeah.
Because it is on the surface just a revenge drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Very, very, very simple story. It's also, by the way, she mentioned this clock's in at like 88 minutes.
Yeah. Perfect time.
Perfect
time.
That includes the credits, I think. So
it does.
Let's say 84 minutes of actual story.
Yeah.
2 minutes of that are footage from another film.
Oh my God, that's right.
Poor cow. Why don't we get into the film?
So let's get into the film.
Well, it opens on a plane.
On a plane, so you're not sure if what destination he's going.
Is he arriving?
Yeah.
Is he departing?
Yeah.
It's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah. And we should mention that this sets up the narration structure of this movie really well, where you're hearing the actual scene, which you will see, intercut with what that content that you're hearing is what he's pondering or what he's dwelling on in other moments of the film.
Yeah. You're hearing dialogue that is continuous, but the scenes are fractured.
Yeah. They'll sometimes even pack a flashback into that scene. Like someone will mention his daughter Jenny. They'll show these kind of disjointed scenes and then throw a flashback of Jenny.
And the photography in those scenes has like reflected lights on them too.
I love that, by the way.
Those scenes with Jenny make sense the way that they're filmed because like he didn't have a lot of time with her. Yeah. So his memories of her are fragmented.
Edward Lockman.
Cinematographer.
And he also did The Virgin Suicides.
Oh, yeah.
He did True Stories.
How soon do we learn about that his daughter has died?
We don't know that until he meets up with Luis Guzman.
Yeah. You also find out, it filters out like later that he was delayed getting there because he was in a prison.
I think it's been a while because we find out that Peter Fonda's character now has a new, younger woman that he's like hooked up with.
By the way, we should talk about her. I think she was her. If you were going to define her character, the girlfriend of Peter Fonda's character, all she's ever doing is lounging. She's in a bathtub. She's laying on a couch. She's back in a tub again.
For some reason, I had this memory that it was Denise Richards.
Yeah.
In this role, but it's not her.
I remember telling your parents, if you're looking for a name, you can't go wrong with a constellation.
That's so creepy.
Greek goddess name.
Knew her when she was like an infant.
Gross. Yeah. Very gross. That's the first instance. Like, this guy's a total fucking.
She also seems really bored. I'm not sure why she's with him.
Jenny and I, we were friends, but we didn't travel in the same social circles. She had her life, I had mine.
How'd you two hook up then?
Oh, Jenny was in my acting class.
How he kind of bonds with him because he realizes, he's a former he's an ex-con. He's talking to Elaine later. He's like, he's my China. And of course, it's like, mate, China, mate, plate. Because he's been in like prison for so many years, you don't know how dated his actual Cockney rhyming slang actually is.
Yeah. From the Guzman character telling him what's going on with what he knows, that pretty much leads you to meeting Leslie Ann Warren's character.
Elaine.
Yeah. She was her acting coach.
Yeah. She was kind of Jenny's confidant. She heard all the stories about Wilson.
She probably knew Jenny better than anyone.
Yeah.
And she calls him out about you weren't exactly there.
Yeah.
What was it? Wembley Stadium job? That was it, right? Pink Floyd concert receipts?
The twin polars of him and Terry Valentine. Terry Valentine making money as
at the same time
producing rock music Birds and whatever that they're kind of alluding to from the 60s all on up to Christopher Cross. Where he is at in the late 90s, he's actually having to kind of launder money for criminals.
Yeah, that's where the plot kicks in.
So they're very kind of similar in some ways.
Yeah.
Well, he learns quickly who to go check out.
Yeah.
Some bad place, bad people. Some guy unloading trucks, some kind of deal going down.
Things get interesting at the warehouse.
Which is probably the centerpiece of the film.
Always really going in is to find out where Terry Valentine is.
I'm not sure if that makes sense because Terry Valentine went so out of his way to distance himself from that part.
I know, but
it should be Barry Newman's character.
The movie's only 84 minutes.
I know, but at the same time, the warehouse foreman is all about I've got connections to these higher people.
That's true.
I'm not just a middle manager in this criminal enterprise.
This movie does not waste time.
No, it's one of the leanest films.
So they kick his ass, and you think he's done. They throw him in the middle of the street.
One take.
And they just leave the camera out on the street.
You're forgetting what makes it really funny is they took his first gun.
I know.
Yeah.
So then he's just he just has a second gun. Just walks right in.
You are left deliberately outside.
So
he stands up and he pulls out another gun.
I know. And then
you just said that.
And then he runs out. The one survivor running out to tell. He says the iconic line.
You tell him I'm coming. Tell him I'm fucking coming.
Now he knows where to go.
Yeah.
To find Terry Valentine.
A house in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
And there's this really funny scene. There happens to be a party going on.
They're staking it out.
He sees the valets standing out there in a throng of them in front of the house. He's like, they got muscle.
He thinks it's muscle.
Who does he think he is? Marquis of fucking Tavistock?
Valets, man, valets. They park cars, they're having a party, looks like.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on just at the party with Peter Fonda and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she is lounging again.
There's also a lot of flashbacks of his own daughter because he sees the photo of his daughter.
He sees a photo of her,
that he actually steals.
And that scene also reminds me of another Peter Fonda film from the 60s, Roger Corman's The Trip.
Yeah.
That's the sun in my hands, man.
So there's another great thing about the party scene, and that is the way they shot. You believe that you're immediately seeing Terence Stamp's character come in and kill Terry Valentine.
The way they do those cuts are just...
The cuts, he's imagining shooting Valentine
and
as
then
he's
they do
walking
it,
towards
and then
him.
you're thinking okay, that was the actual kind of projection in his mind.
Soderbergh tricks you the third time. The third time you're like, oh, this has to be the real one.
The real one.
And
I love that.
Luis Guzman stops it.
And that must be his character imagining killing the guy that potentially killed his daughter.
Because a lot of the movie is in his head.
Yeah.
By the way, does he know for sure that Terry Valentine killed his daughter?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know, but he just knows of how Elaine and how Eduardo kind of spoke about Terry Valentine.
My point is that he doesn't necessarily want to just go up and shoot the guy in the head. He wants to talk to him.
He wants answers.
If Eduardo hadn't stopped him, would he have shot?
That's what I'm getting at. I don't think so. I really like that scene that follows too.
That leads to, I think, is one of the funniest visual gags in any film.
Yeah.
The bodyguards have seen now who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
And it's basically a one shot with Terence Stamp in the background.
It was smart. I mean, it was just...
It's so funny.
So crazy. Let's just say he's drawn some serious attention.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, all eyes are on him.
And he's got Barry Newman behind the wheel, following him. We have Barry Newman's character reaching out to the hitman.
Yeah, this is the lead henchman basically saying it's time to bring in a reliable killer.
Yeah.
I have to depend on a smart boy like you.
a lot closer to the nitty and the gritty than I am.
Hey, fuck you, Mr. Whatever your name is, all right? This is a lifestyle I embrace.
You think that's in the script, or is that something that...
I think that was pure Nicky Cat.
Improv.
And like it's Soderbergh like improving. Dobbs had this idea of like this hard man, very minimal dialogue.
That's where like
but like Soderbergh is like, I'm gonna get bored here if like there's not like
let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. And I'm more with Soderbergh here in that. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Chancellor Valorum seems to think there is hate.
But
I'm wondering if like that character is implied to be like also like a struggling actor.
When you see him like follow Leslie Ann Warren's Elaine to the set.
Because they're scoping out Wilson's character.
Why don't they make shows about people's daily lives you'd be interested in watching, you know? Like sick old man or skinny little weakling, you know? Big fat guy? Wouldn't you watch a show called Big Fat Guy? I'd watch that fucking shit.
And he does some things that are kind of inappropriate that I'm not going to say.
Right.
Sexist jokes.
Sexist jokes.
It's pretty damn funny.
But he gets a big laugh from Joe D'Alessandro.
They don't waste time.
Yeah.
He tries to do a hit on Terence Stamp. By the way, he easily could have gotten him. Like, easily could have killed him.
But the DAA.
Yeah, the DEA
intervenes.
Which is a great kind of segue into that scene where they're talking to Terence Stamp's character and they're just saying, look.
This is how you find out more about the predicament that Terry Valentine is in.
And the DEA agent, played by Bill Duke, a actor and a director.
Really good in this.
Some of you may remember from Car Wash. Abdullah. Mm-hmm. Stamp comes in there and he starts doing his monologue, and a lot of it's like Cockney rhyming slang.
The thing I don't understand is every motherfucking word you're saying.
It's a great line.
But he's feeding so much information.
Wilson also thinks because he's like part of the police.
Yeah.
That he's bent.
Yeah.
Also too,
Yeah.
and he's not.
Yeah.
Like because he lets him go.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like he knew he was going to kill Valentine?
He gives him the file with the big Sir address.
The DA's not in the third act.
Yeah.
So like, does he know he's going to kill him?
He's like, yes, he knows.
So great. That really sets up the retreat to Big Sur.
Yeah.
That sets up the third act.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that the third act takes place in Big Sur.
Great shots of Big Sur.
Hey, Lane, you ever even understand half the shit this guy's saying?
No, I know what he means.
But first, I think there is the scene with Nicky Cat.
They know some dude who's working for security for Fonda's team, and like we know they're going to Big Sur.
There's a mole. And we don't know who that is yet.
Yeah.
But to them, this is an opportunity of whatever's going on. They feel like they could sneak on in,
and we can rise up from this kind of bottom tier kind of status.
We could collect a briefcase or whatever the gold mine is, whether it's drugs or money.
But they don't know it's actual revenge that Wilson's after. There's kind of a great criminal revenge movie from the 60s that has the kind of same messing with continuity. Point Blank with Lee Marvin, directed by John Borman.
Not the John Cusack movie.
No,
that's Grosse Point Blank.
Grosse Point Blank. They named that in honor of that movie.
So this does lead to the climax of the movie. You're basically following some of those great Big Sur shots. You're getting to the house. It's a great house, by the way.
Getting to Big Sur, you're kind of cut off. The only way to get there is
the
PCH.
But again, some good dialogue. We're intercutting again to like the relationship of Peter Fonda and the girlfriend, and she once again is laying down, taking a tub or a couch.
And there's a scene where Terry Valentine's character is like flicking TV just because he's nervous. The TV falls on like Access Hollywood, showing George Clooney like, going to the Venice Film Festival for like Out of Sight. That is such a meta comedy. I feel like Soderbergh.
What does Terry Valentine and his people think is going on that they need to hide in the retreat?
They don't know.
Barry Newman's character saw him, and I think he realizes who he is.
That's what I'm getting at. So is there some suspicion that this might be a avenge moment happening here?
I think it's all like drug related. Like, I don't think they have any idea that it relates to Jenny.
That was a little vague. But anyway, it's great setup. We know he's there. He's in the woods, let's say. Yeah. But the twist is that it's actually Nicky Cat and his bud.
Yeah.
D'Alessandro.
Yeah. Which do Stamp a huge favor because they're actually taking people out.
They are like low level incompetent, you know, so they get taken out as well.
That's true.
Barry Newman gets gets shot.
But not dead.
Wilson comes in. Fonda sees him, and then he's kind of panicking.
As weak as Terry Valentine is, he gets in a few good licks.
He actually shows, hey, he has some metal.
It kind of falls down to like the shore of Big Sur. The kind
They're down the rocks.
And he doesn't want to kill him right away. He wants an answer. And he kind of like, she was on the phone. She was calling the police. And then as he's telling the story, Wilson's having a flashback to like Jenny on the phone.
He says that earlier on to
Lane's character. Like she would do that when she as a threat, but she would never
do it.
Yeah. Wilson realizes his own kind of guilt in Jenny's death too.
Yeah.
Because he played along in that. Terry Valentine didn't know
that she was not going to call him.
No, he doesn't necessarily do him in at that time, but he just kind of walks away.
I gotta say, before he walks away, we should talk a little bit about that speech.
It's a great speech.
Well, he's pleading, kind of.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's totally pleading.
He's pleading. But he's just going, she did it to herself, man. If she didn't do this, it wouldn't have happened.
Couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything.
What he should do is go, yeah, you fucking killed her. Yeah. But he doesn't.
Everything in his memories of Jenny are so fleeting. And so he wants something concrete.
But the speech from Peter Fonda, it's almost like, or is Terence Stamp's character supposed to go, good retort. I got to say, I'm not going to kill you now because you're right. My daughter did bring this on herself.
I think that's all he knows. That's all he has left is just this is what happened.
I know.
That's all he can do.
I can't not kill her.
Right.
But he doesn't.
Well, he didn't mean to kill her. He shoved her against a wall and
okay. I didn't like that he didn't kill him in a way, but at the same time, it's why the movie is actually a little bit more interesting. This method is shown throughout the film.
Yeah.
I mean, you see this constantly. And that's what makes it such a unique film.
It's constantly going into memory and flashbacks.
It's not just it is flashbacks.
It is flashbacks, but it's memory and memory fragments.
But also just showing how unreliable sometimes memories are.
But it's not just the memories. It's the dialogue in the present sometimes, plus different times where he's pondering.
And that's where we're going to get to where I think this whole film is in the end.
After he's left Terry Valentine, he has a scene with Elaine of her
patching his wound.
Patching his wound. Oh, yeah. And then you see him on the plane.
Next to a lady that he's talking to.
Yeah. And so then you're finally realizing oh, wait. This was not him coming into LA. This is him leaving LA.
Well, I was wondering if it was both.
There's lots of shots of him on the plane throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Right. I thought some of them might have been him arriving.
I think it's him all just kind of recollecting.
He's remembering the whole thing.
He's remembering his life in London with Jenny and all that.
So anytime you see him on the plane pondering, it's really the end of the film where he's leaving.
The whole movie is just his recollection.
The movie could have been called Leaving LA.
Yeah.
Could have,
right. I like the line.
But I didn't mention this earlier, but music is really used well on this.
It really is.
And the Hollies, King Midas in Reverse, introduce Peter Fonda because he is kind of cursed in some ways.
Yeah.
And then to have the Who's the Seeker for the Wilson because he is legitimately seeking.
Which introduces him.
To end it with Terence Stamp singing Donovan from Poor Cow. It's perfect. All very kind of 60s songs.
Didn't talk that much about the use of Poor Cow in this.
I know, because it's done well.
I watched that after I watched this film. I had not seen it before, and it's a really, really good film. I recommend it highly if you've not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
But we're here to talk about the Limey.
But Poor Cow is part of the Limey.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's used as flashbacks for Wilson's character.
That's a good point.
And the thing is, there have been attempts at using clips of actors when they were much younger in roles. I'm thinking of Austin Powers and Goldmember. They used something from Michael Caine from the late 60s. Yep. I think The Sundowners, whatever that movie was, where he had a really bad Southern accent. They used that for to show when Austin Powers' mom died in a car explosion or something like that. And it was done poorly.
I wonder if this is the same character from Poor Cow. He's also like a career criminal who gets put away.
That's an interesting thought.
In the film, like he's only in the movie for like 20, 25 minutes. And maybe he doesn't like use his real name.
Yeah. The only thing is, I gotta say, I don't know that movie at all. And Jen, my wife, watched the movie with me. And both of us went, how did they, I was the one going, how did they do that? She was just going, the scenes were just really good makeup and a wig.
No, he had so much lines out of his face.
Yeah. I said, no way. That is some sort of trick.
Yeah.
They borrowed this from something.
This movie was like his like really last like attempt for like indie cred, because like he had done Out of Sight the year prior, which really kind of launched him up.
Out of Sight with Val Kilmer?
Yeah. But then after Out of Sight.
So Val Kilmer's not in Out of Sight.
No. But then he did like a steady roll thing. But then
at Close Sight.
But then and the immediate movie right after this is Aaron Brockovich for
Traffic.
And
he's the
Traffic.
only director to get 2 Best Director nominations for 2 different movies in the same year.
But then he won for Traffic. He won Best Director for Traffic,
which was
it's okay. It's okay. But then after Traffic, he kind of alternated between kind of like a Hollywood crowd pleaser and the kind of something very arty.
You're either in or you're out right now.
The Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
I've only seen the first.
But that really made him bankable to like a Hollywood.
He could do like the Scorsese, one for them, one for me.
But
there's a lot of like Soderbergh movies I have not seen.
Yeah.
Well, because he's constantly working.
Yeah, but he's always like, oh, this genre, I'm going to go to this genre. It's like he's
all right.
He's constantly doing something.
Well, he's a working director.
And then he did. I know my wife has seen the Magic Mike movies.
He directed all of them,
and
right?
he directed all of them,
which I didn't know that was a trilogy.
Yeah.
Let's just say for this movie, Soderbergh hit a home run.
Yes.
And I think it's very solid in terms of writing. I like the directing a lot. The cinematography. I like the music in it. I love the acting. I love the cast. I give this movie a solid B+.
I give it an A minus.
Really?
I'm going to give it an A- as well.
Okay. I think story-wise, as I said, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple,
but like, I think the kind of filmmaking techniques that he uses makes it.
It elevates. He makes it more than just the straightforward revenge drama that it is.
I mean, it is a solid B+.
I read a really good interview with him, with Deadline, where he was like, this was his Jaws. When he got like the raw footage and like they had like a rough cut of it and it was a complete disaster. Well, I have to like reshoot this. And he got together with the editors and completely rethought the whole structure of the film. And then he did reshoots on top of it too.
So do we recommend this movie?
I would. Absolutely.
I think we say absolutely to that.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend this movie.
How does this rank in the pantheon of great 1999 films?
It didn't make our top 10.
It didn't make any of our honorable mentions.
If I had a top
20, it would be
I was going to say top 25, but yes, I would have it in there.
Yeah, it would be my top 20 for sure. Yeah.
I think it is safe to say we would all recommend this movie.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And that concludes this episode of A Second Look. And I would like to formally thank the Safeway Corporation for sponsoring this episode. Joe, is there anything that you would add?
I would say Wilson would thank the Safeways Corporation.
All right.
So how do we put a final stamp on this episode?
How about a Terence Stamp?
I love the best. Freedom is a word I rarely use without thinking. Without thinking. Of the time when I was loved.
That was very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting better, aren't I?
You are.